this is where it goes crazy. I'm talking about like off the wall, what the fuck? Were you on some kind of drugs or some shit? Made no sense. And I didn't even learn a lesson, right? Like you think sometimes when you learn, like, there's some dreams where I've learned lessons. Like, oh, like that's a fucking lesson you just learned. Like, oh, that's a poof. You know what I'm saying? But this one, it's just like, what the hell? Like one of those, right? And that goes into this though. It's like, so it begins. I'm in this like school, huge yard, right? The school is, I knew it, for some reason I knew it was like some academy type of school. Like you're there to learn some shit. And there were people just fighting and running. So they're fighting these robot things, like, oh, like they're not like big robots, like Transformer type robots, but they were like, oh fuck, like, you know, they're not people. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit, that's a robot, right? And like just fighting them, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like I don't know what the fuck this is. So I'm like leaving, trying to run, and I end up trying to fight some of them, like pushing them away, doing my thing. Like, it's crazy. So we're leaving, and so I'm running, right, and I'm sitting there just running past all these people who are trying to fight this stuff, go through this thing, take out some of these robot things that were like just, I had no idea what they were doing. They're just on a fight. I'm like, ah! I was just screaming, right? And then once I get to like the gate of this big ass building, and when the gate is there, it goes into like when the gate, when I go through the gate, right, as I hit the gate, it goes, once I hit the gate, I get teleported into like, I'm on a small little boat. I drop and I'm in, it's not in a boat, I'm in the, cause like, it's in the fucking ocean, but I'm in this like, a floaty thing, like a I'm just floating in the water, but it's like not like a floaty. It was like a not a pool noodle. What is it called? Like a pool floaty thing, right? I'm sitting there in this like donut looking pool floaty thing, and so I'm in the pool floaty, right? Inside the middle of the ocean, there were just people everywhere, and we see this like this oil rig looking thing on top of this like weird metal platform thing. It has huge cage around it, right? And the huge cage was around it, and it had this gigantic robot. And I'm talking about like, it looked like a big crane, like it was fucking crazy looking. So a big crane looking robot just fucking fighting. And I don't know whether there were people on there or something just fighting it, right? And it's like, oh, okay. They're trying to fuck it up. And I'm sitting out there in the ocean floating. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And as I'm looking at it, I realized that, okay, that's big, like, crane looking robot that looks like, that looks like you see those like movies where they're out in like the desert or something, whatever, out like where it's broken. You got these like metal beams. It's like fucking multiple metal beams, like big metal beam monster looking things, like argh! So let's just fight these things, right? Yeah. And it's sitting there fighting stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? And as it's fighting everything, right? And I realized that's fucking monster thing fighting, fighting something. That's the bad guy. Like, it was fucking bright red. It was red and like some random color, like red and like red and brown. It was like, well, I think it was red and brown. It was red and dark, some dark color. And they were sitting there fighting. And we were just fighting it, trying to figure out what to do. I was like, what the fuck? And then, right. So, after that goes down, it's like, alright, that shit's fucking that shit up. Now what, right? And, so, they're sitting there fighting it super hard. And, they were fighting it super hard. They're like, just go all out. Like, it was like a disaster. Like, we were losing. Like, you tell we were losing. We were like, oh shit. And once I figured out we were losing, I'm trying to swim away, right? I'm like, I ain't gonna fucking look. All the people going towards that shit. I'm like, fuck that. I'm going the other direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. And as I'm going the other direction, I get teleported again, right? It's like, pew! I get teleported in the auditorium this time. I'm like in a school auditorium. And there was a couple people there with me. And I was like, I knew one or two of them. I think I knew two of them. It was like, one girl I knew like in IRL, right? And like she was there, and it was fun. It was my friend Cameron that was there, which I thought was fucking weird, right? So she was there, as we were fighting, and then this other girl. In her dream, I knew who she was in the dream, but in real life, I didn't know who the fuck she was. I had no idea, right? So I was like, okay, no idea who this person is, right? And so I was like, okay, I don't know this person, so it's kind of like, whatever. In the dream, I knew, but in IRL, I didn't. It's not like I'm my friend Cameron, I knew. And so we were sitting there, we're trying to figure out, it's like, Cameron's directing other people. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm trying to look for an exit, because I know shit's gonna hit the fan. For some reason, I'm like, we need to find a way to leave. This place is not safe here. So I'm like, fuck, gotta leave, right? And so I end up popping open the door, sticking my head out. I'm looking, and I see like these other people, and they're just like fighting other people, and I'm like, oh shit, they're the bad guys. I just knew they were the bad guys. For whatever reason, I'm like, they're the bad guys. And like there was something like, they looked like people, but they weren't people. I don't know. And kind of like when you watch like Terminator, you saw the T-1000 with like fucking liquid and shit. Like that is fucking weird. It was like one of those. Like I was like, oh shit, we're fucked, right? And I shut the door. I'm like, somehow I have something like some chains to go like wrap circles on this, and I got I lock it. And they're like, what do you do? I'm like, you gotta get the fucking way out. There's some fucking bad guys, some robot looking thingies. They were all like, shoot, shoot. And I'm like making this, I'm like, things. And they're like, what the fuck you done? Like, we just can't go that way, right? We gotta leave. We gotta find another way to get out, or we're gonna get fucked up. And they're like, okay, right? So I tell them, I'm like, oh shit, we gotta leave. You know, we gotta go. Like, this is not good here. Like, this is dangerous. Gotta fuck. We shut the door, and everybody agrees. We get these group of people. We agree that we can't be here. We need to leave, right? It's like, oh shit, gotta go. And as we decided to all leave, like in the middle of the room, it just appears this fucking washing machine and a dryer. Just appear out of nowhere. Just appear out in like the middle of the room, and we're like, what the fuck? And you hear people pounding on the door, like they're about to bust through. And the washing machine is like, for some reason I know the washing machine's like, oh, it's got like, I had this feeling it's like magic powers in it or some weird shit, right? And so I was like, oh shit, it's got some like fucking magic powers. And doors bust open at that point, like bam, they fly open and these things. And my friend Cameron was like, fuck it, you know, get rid of that like washing machine. We can't let them have it for some reason. And she's like, I'll, like, me and the group of people, we'll fuck them up, like just move that shit, right? And I was like, what the hell? She's like, just do it. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, right? And so she grabs, like, she holds the door, and I'm like, the other people are trying to hold the door back. It like explodes open, they fly away, and they're like fighting the fuck out of them. And me and the other girl, we end up grabbing the washing machine, right? And the other people grab the dryer. So when they grab that, it's like, oh, okay. So when they grab that, it's like, alright. And for some reason, we know we're glowing, we're absorbing this stuff, we're kicking, we're holding, we're manhandling this shit, and we're kicking them away as they're trying to grab it. And eventually, it like all absorbs into us, me and her. And once it's done, everybody disappears. Like everybody in the room just vanishes, right? And damn, we got some new houses down this way. It all disappears, and as they all disappeared, it's like, psh, right? What the fuck? And we're still in the auditorium. The door's still blown open. I'm like, oh shit, we gotta get out of here, right? The other girl, she's like freaking out. Like for some reason, she's freaking out, and it's crazy because it's like she was like shape-shifting, like in the movie she changed into like transformation, whatever. She's like changing into different people, right? And she's freaking out about it because she's like spazzing out, and I'm like, for some reason I'm like, chill, right? Relax, we got this. This is what's going on. For some reason I'm like, okay, like I knew what was going on. You're shape-shifting because it's part of the magic power. It's just like, why aren't you, blah, blah, blah. Right? And it's like, why aren't you shape-shifting? Like, freaking out. I'm like, I don't fucking know. I think, nah, it's like, well, it's like, I think I said something like, I'm like, oh, because I'm very comfortable with who I am, and I know this is what I like. This is like the real me, whatever, right? Like, you could do that too if you learn how to be comfortable with yourself. The reason you're changing is because you envy these people that you're changing into. Like you like certain aspects of them, or you want some of that stuff, right? And so you're changing into them. And like that happened to me at one point too, but this isn't like 100% who I really am. I just took pieces of, I took pieces from everybody that I like. I made myself into this, right? And I was like, cool. She's like, really? And while she's talking, she's so shifting. I'm like, yeah, that's the way it is, right? Relax, focus on what you like from all these people and put it into your form, make it your own. And So that'd be cool, right? And she's like, okay. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and whatever. I'll let you be you. You do your thing, right? And I was like, okay. So I go to the bathroom. She goes to her. She does her thing. Bam, and she's changing. And this, I'm like, I'm just away, and I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm not looking at me in this dream now. It's like in this dream, I'm watching her like floating around. I'm not being a pervert or nothing, but I'm just like floating around. I see her shifting through these people. Right, she's shifting in and out, and eventually she gets to like the style that she wants or whatever. And I just remember it's like she's going through it, and she's like, sorry, I'm like, oh, dead end. So like she's freaking out. She's changing, and she's changing. At first, she was changing her hair color, like length. Like it turns in like that. You know how like when you play MMOs and you choose a character creation. So she sifts through it like that. Like she's sifting through in this like she's an MMO character creation type thing, right? How fancy you are to be in here. Why are you supposed to be driving down this thing? I don't even know, man. Huh. I wonder if that's like, oh, it goes long. It's so weird being here. It's like you drive through, like, you're up on the road, you could be loud. Now I'm driving through like the neighborhood, this fancy looking neighborhood. It's like, it seems like you have to be extra quiet because it's so silent in here. But damn, it looks nice in here though. Homes from mid 600s and up. Oh shit. Okay, no wonder they look super nice because I drive around in stuff I shouldn't be in. That's why it's extra fucking quiet out here. God damn. But so she sifted through it like she was an MMO, and I see her sifting through it, like people and like different races. Even she does it, but I'm like, how is that even possible? But she's going through it, and so it's like, okay, oh, okay, so I think. What the fuck is that?